Easy, boy. You got a long way to go.
If you're looking for your gun, you won't find it. It was Pagone's idea. He told me you'd wake up shooting.
My shirt's been washed and mended. Was that Pagone's idea, too?
No, mine.
The wagon, the little boy?
Mine.
And Pagone's your husband?
My husband is dead.
So that leaves me wondering why I'm not.
You almost were when we found you. Your horse was dead and his body was stiff. You must have been there an awfully long time.
You going to talk to him, Cap, or do I?
Mister, will you come over here? We'd like to have your name.
Bannon. Ned Bannon.
I guess the woman, Ellen, I guess she told you how we found you.
Yeah, she told me.
You mind saying just how you drew that bullet? I mean, your horse dead, you shot up and all?
You gotta understand how it is, mister. See, we got women and children to think about. Maybe whoever shot you, maybe they might get a notion to come looking for you. Finish the job. We're waiting, Yankee.
I was traveling west.
Where to? Where you going?
Bishop's Valley.
Never heard of it.
Well, that's funny. You're heading for it.
I said I never heard of it. Let him go on, Pagones.
When I hit that rise in the trail where you found me, I guess, I ran onto a small bunch of cattle with about a dozen hens riding herd. Oh, just about as I started wondering what a small outfit like that was doing around here, someone in the rocks put a bullet in my horse and then in me.
But why? I mean, why would he do that if you wasn't doing nothing?
I don't know, unless I was seeing something I wasn't supposed to be seeing.
Well, did you see him? Did you see who shot you?
Not clear enough.
Mister, you must have seen something.
Fancy spurs and a rifle is all I seem to remember.
How come we didn't see no cattle, no tracks, nothing?
You know, I was just figuring to ask you that same question.
What's that supposed to mean?
All right, that's enough palavering for one night.
Not by a long shot,
Come on,
it
mister, I
ain't.
want you to sit down and look at that side. Somebody get this fellow some food.
I said I ain't done talking.
Pagonis, he's wounded. He hasn't eaten in days.
I know he ain't eating. I ain't got nothing against his eating. I want to hear what he has to say.
Pagonis.
Yankees ought to be good at talking. They're good at everything else. Raping, burning, thieving.
You still fighting the war?
But mostly burning. Don't make much difference what they burn. Cattle, chicken, women, kids. Just like the smell of roasting flesh. Ain't that so, Yankee? I said, ain't that so?
You go to hell.
Why, don't do it, Pagonis. You'll kill him.
I warned you. I warned you it was a mistake to bring him, but you wouldn't listen.
You see that? He backed down.
Back down nothing. He knew he'd have killed him.
I'll get you some coffee.
You done all right, mister. For a moment there, you had me worried, but you done all right. Mary, bring Mr. Bannon here some food. Sit down.
Yeah, sir. I reckon seeing them Union colors on you is what got him all riled up.
Yankees burned his home down during the war.
Oh, that happened to a lot of people, both sides.
Yeah, did it that, me among them. Only I got the wife and kid out before mine went down. Pagonis, he didn't. That tender?
That's not bad.
That's a mean-looking wound. I never saw a gun wound like it. There was a hole the size of a silver dollar where it come out. Lucky thing you missed the bone.
Here, Papa.
Thanks. Now, Mary, you and your ma go on to bed. I'll be along. Mary, did you hear me?
Yes, Papa.
Mary, I'll walk you to your wagon.
My daughter and that young fella are fixing to get married as soon as we get settled.
Well, where would that be?
California.
What?
Uh-huh, that's where we're heading, because some of us may trail north up into Oregon.
What are you doing way down here? I mean, if it's the coast you're after, you should be up on the Humboldt.
We just taking this trail, that's all.
What trail? There's no trail, not past Bishop's Valley. Just a series of ridges no wagon's ever been across in desert.
But there's a trail, good trail, right, Cap?
Why, sure there is, all the way through. No high passes, just good green land once we get beyond this here one dry stretch.
Who told you this?
Why, I did. Now, how's the patient, Mr. Judson?
He's ornery, Mr. Harper. Full of talk about no trail.
No trail? Oh, Mr. Bannon's obviously not been in this region too long. Wouldn't you say so, Mr. Purcell?
I'd say so.
Long enough to know this trail leads to Bishop's Valley, not beyond. There's nothing beyond.
Bishop's Valley. Not too many people have heard of that place, Mr. Bannon.
I've heard of it.
Is this something we ought to know about, Mr. Harper?
It's a big pasture land, Cap. About 30 miles of it. A man there by the name of Bishop, Hardy Bishop. He lets his cattle run loose like he owns every inch of it. You'll see for yourself, we cut through it in a couple of days.
Cut through it. Cut through Bishop's Valley.
As far as Onion Creek, and we switched back over Shepherd's Pass.
You worked there, mister? Is that it? Did you work there?
Before the war.
And yet you say there's no trail?
Not out of that valley, there isn't.
Tell me, Mr. Bannon, have you been away a long time?
Since the war.
And someone ought to tell you. They broke that trail about a year ago. Tell them about it, Mr. Purcell.
Just a year ago.
Well, gentlemen, it's been a long day.
Yeah, I guess I'll turn in. Good
Let's
night.
all turn in. We'll get a fresh start in the morning.
Hi, Mr. Bannon.
Is there anything I can do for you, Mr. Bannon? I'll talk to Cap and the others about your staying with us, at least as far as the valley. They're a little upset tonight, but I don't think it'll be much of a problem. Besides, we can use a good trail man. Good night.
stretch out by the fire. Just came to get my pillow.
You made a good start. First Pagonis and then Harper.
This, Harper.
What about him?
How'd he come to be with this wagon train?
We gathered in Cannon City to organize our equipment before traveling west over the Humboldt. We met Harper and his friend, Purcell. They said they were traveling west themselves and asked us to join them. They said that this new trail they knew about through the valley was shorter and easier by hundreds of miles.
One thing they didn't tell you. Nobody's ever cut through Hardy Bishop's land and lived to see the other side.
Why should this man Bishop try to stop us? What harm could we possibly cause just by passing through?
It's not a matter of harm. You'd be breaking the law, Bishop's law. Nobody does that. And I think Harper knows it.
If he knew it, why would he bring us this way?
I don't know. Beats me.
You know a lot about this man Bishop, don't you?
He's my half-brother.
Oh, I see. Well, then you can talk to him for us. You owe us that much, I think.
Yeah, maybe I do. But you see, if anything, I'm going to be even less welcome in that valley than you are.
84 head here. Was that it, Stark?
84.
It'd take a fool or a maniac to rustle cattle off of my land without some inside help. And I know a sight of both. Now, who was it? How much did he give you?
I tell you, Mr. Bishop, I never seen him. I had nothing to do with it. I've got better sense than that.
Sounds to me like you're telling the truth, Hardy.
Well, I don't think so. Get your gear and be out of here in 10 minutes. And don't come back.
Chavez is coming.
Well,
We lost them.
84 head of cattle and you lost them?
We trailed them as far as Jawbone Canyon, but there was a lot of wind. The dust covered their tracks.
Well, they weren't prime stock, Mr. Bishop.
I don't care if a cow's 15 years old and three-legged if it's a bishop cow. Nobody steals my beef and gets away with it. At least they wouldn't if I had a crew that knew its business. From now on, there'll be 2 men at every line cabin 24 hours a day, and 1 man better be awake all the time. Go on, get something to eat. Something else wrong?
Well, I don't know, sir. We saw a wagon train.
What?
That's right, sir. Heading this way.
Those thieving cattle rustlers?
No, sir. Couldn't be. These people hardly got enough stock to haul their gear. They're Southerners for the most part. We spotted them coming out of the North Canyon.
How many were there?
Don't know. They got women and kids with them, though.
They see you?
I do not think so. One of them was a Yankee, a Union soldier.
Officer, it looked like.
Blue coat, gold stripe on his pants.
And he was riding point, like he knew the trail.
Bannon?
I'm not sure.
Bannon.
We didn't see him very close.
Who else would? No. He wouldn't have the guts to come back here.
There was one thing Bannon had, Hardy. It was guts.
But no sense. If he had any, he'd know what to expect if he came back here.
Say, those wagons, Mr. Bishop, we could turn them at the ridge before they set the stock to grazing.
The wagons will wait.
Hardy, you ought to give it a lot of thought before you do something you'll be sorry for.
I've given it thought. For 4 years, I've given it thought. And in case I forget to, there's a grave out there in the meadow to remind me.
Billy was executed by the federal government.
For fighting for what he believed in.
Quantrell raiders, bully boys, looting, burning, killing, north and south alike made no difference to him. He was having a picnic.
What's the difference? My boy is lying out there in a stinking hole, and Bannon put him there.
That's all over and done with, Hardy.
It will be soon. Like you said, Stark, one thing Bannon had was guts. And I'm going to spill them all over the ground.
This Bannon gent really killed Bishop's son?
In a way, I suppose he did. Young Bishop, he was a bad kid almost from the time he could walk. And Hardy, he spoiled him rotten. He was no good. No good at all.
Bad enough to kill?
Bad enough to kill. Somebody had to do it someday. We all knew that.
All except Bishop, huh?
Banner was a Union troop commander, cavalry. Some of Quantrell's boys, Billy included, made the mistake of underestimating him. They got caught. Tried and executed the same day. Brought his body back from Leavenworth a week later.
Well, then Bannon didn't kill him.
Didn't help him to get away either.
Bishop Valley? Yeah, a couple of miles up. Man, there's grass 2 feet deep.
Where's Bannon?
Up ahead? That's green, man. You never saw nothing like it.
Spread the word, Dud. Tell them to pick him up.
Let's go. She is.
Holy St. John.
30 miles of the richest pasture land this side of Salt Lake. Enough water, timber, and game to last a man a lifetime. All for the taking.
What you say?
Let's take him down to that meadow, Cap. Camp there for a day or two and rest up before going on.
What do you say? What are you waiting for? Let's take him.
Yeah!
All for the taking. Is that what you said?
Did I, Mr. Bannon?
Give me that, son. Go on, play. Hello. We haven't seen much of you lately.
Sorry.
Oh, nothing to be sorry about. Hey, how's your side?
All good as new, thanks.
Light the fire!
How long do you think it'll be before he pays us a visit?
Ordinarily, the wagon train had never gotten this far. He must be waiting for me.
Do you think Bishop knows you're with us?
He knows, all right. We've been watched for the past 3 days.
Well, when are you going to see him?
Soon. A couple of things I'd like to find out first. One of them is what this Harper's really up to.
Well, why does he have to be up to something? You're so suspicious, Mr. Bannon.
Could be. Another thing I'd like to find out is about you. What are you doing out here alone?
Going west like everybody else with a wagon train.
You're not the type any more than Harper is.
Oh. What type am I?
Suppose you tell me.
My husband was killed in the war. I was left all alone with my son. So I decided to sell all my furniture, everything I had left, and head west. Then I met these people in St. Joe.
I'm sorry about your husband.
Thank you.
Just one thing doesn't figure. You being alone all this time. Like I said, you're not the type. You're a man's woman. I just haven't figured out which man yet.
Well, when you do figure it out, let me know.
Wait a minute.
I'm sorry. I just wanted to get you mad enough so you'd tell me something about Harper.
Oh, I see. You've decided that I'm Harper's woman. Is that it? Well, I could do worse. Like you, for instance.
Man, what a notion. Now, why didn't I think of something like that?
Something like what?
Staying home.
What'd you say?
What's Harper's idea? Why go on to California, he says. Got everything we need right here. Strip this land, get the
Where
seed
is he?
in. Harper? Oh, he's up by the wagons. Pagani's wagon, I think. Talking it over with Captain.
What got into him? So all I'm saying is, why go on? Now, you all want homes with free land and plenty of water and game and sun. A place to raise your kids, maybe. Or forget some sore memories. Well, what better place than this?
I like that. Sure. I think he's right.
Now, look, I figure it'll take you about a month to build your homes. You all have plenty of tools, and there's enough timber here to build a town. In the meantime, you can start in with your planting.
Yeah, but what about California?
Yeah, you can all still go on if you want. Of course, it'll mean losing a year's harvest. And there's always the Indians to worry about.
I like it. I like what he says.
Just a minute. You can't live here. You don't own this land.
Well, there's plenty here for us all.
Not here, there isn't. This land belongs to Hardy Bishop. He settled it. He owns it.
You're mistaken, Bannon. This is government territory. Every citizen has the right to homestead.
You try that, all you'll have is a pack of widows.
This valley is 30 miles long. I say there's room here for all of us. Now, if Bishop doesn't think so, well, I think we can handle trouble if it comes to that.
That makes sense to me. I'm for staying.
Now I get it.
Get what, Mr. Bannon?
You never intended to cross that pass, Harper. Never intended to from the day you left St. Joe.
Mr. Bannon, we promised to bring you as far as Bishop's Valley. Well, this is Bishop's Valley. Dud, bring him his horse. Oh, and one thing more. When you see Bishop, tell him this is a big land. Too big for one man, really.
got to say?
They're on my land.
Your land? You talk about it like it was something holy.
It is for me.
When are you gonna learn, Hardy? Without people, it's nothing. People are what make it worth
Oh, don't
something.
talk to me about people. Ain't one I'd pay a sack of sheep dung for.
You don't believe that.
I built my life believing it. Now get these people out of my sight and you with them.
So you really mean it? You're really gonna go up there and chop them up?
That's exactly what I'm going to do.
Well, then you're gonna have to chop me up, too, because I'm gonna be right up there with them.
That suits me fine.
Get the boys' clothes.
Why do you hate us? What'd we do wrong?
Will.
Wait. You say Harper's the one, not these people. You say he shot Red. You can get them to turn him over to me?
Knowing what I do,
You can make them leave, clear off my land without no more killing.
I think so.
What if there is killing?
Then it's your way.
My way. I used to know what that was. I used to have a right clear notion. Ma'am, the boy could use some sleep.
Oh, yes. Yes, thanks. He's so tired. It's the first real bed he slept in a month.
You go out for a while. I'll stay with him until you turn him.
You don't have to do that.
Well, he may want something.
I just don't understand.
Well?
Bishop, giving up his room like this. He seems so cruel, so rough,
He's rough.
so determined to hate people. Then to do a thing like this.
He don't hate people, ma'am, not really. He's just afraid of loving them, that's all.
You're a wise man, Charlie.
No, ma'am. Just Indian.
Boy, all right?
Oh, yes. Do you think there's anything you can do? About Harper, I mean.
Maybe. Not much without some sleep, though. Good night.
It was those things you heard about me back at the stream, wasn't it?
Forget it. I didn't believe a word.
You believed it. Why shouldn't you? Most of it was true.
You don't have to admit that. Not to me.
I admit it.
There was the war. People did a lot of things.
Oh, not the war. War made it easy.
But you lost your husband. You said so yourself. You're home.
There was no home, and I never had a husband. It's not a very pretty picture, is it? Neither was the world I grew up in.
Some people survived it.
The strong ones, maybe, but I wasn't strong. I was weak. It's a funny thing about strength. I don't think it's something you're born with. I'm not even sure that it's something you can be taught. I think it's something you have to learn for yourself through a terrible hurt.
The boy.
Only not the way you think. I wanted that baby. More than anything else in the world, I wanted it. It was like, well, it was like the only pure thing I'd ever owned. The one thing in my life that was going to be clean and... Well, the story about my husband didn't always work. Sometimes there were people I'd known before. And the boy was getting old enough to be hurt by what was being said about him. That's when I got strength. Enough strength to look for a new life. Good life.
Why are you telling me this?
You don't know, do you?
Get down.
Gunfire.
Oh, yeah, but very close.
The gunshot, I heard it.
You heard shots?
What fire?
Who's out there? Did you see anybody?
Where's the lock?
Order, get away from that door! Shot! Keep clear of those windows, all of you. Put out that lamp! Get the boy.
Anything? Where do you think they are?
Firing came from above the corral. Where's Bishop?
The barn.
The others, the bunkhouse?
Yeah.
It'll be what they're trying to cover then. Here. Stay where you are. Barricade what you can.
Now, son, you stay right here. And don't you move.
Get it against the door.
Yeah.
And get the rifles.
Man, I can't see nothing out there.
It was only out there, out in the open.
Well, I ain't about to wait till it's light, I can tell you. Not when they can pick me off like they did Porter.
I'm with you. Let's get him.
Stay where you are.
Who else is with me?
You can count on me. I'm warning you, we'll get 2 steps out that door.
Warning? What are you going to do, Stark? Shoot us? Look, we'll head high, see, across the corral. We'll try to make it to the barn. And when we draw their fire, you come out. Come on.
did you make it?
Cut across back to the bunkhouse.
No problems?
One. I think he was the only one there.
It sounds like they got a bunch of them. They've been working over the bunkhouse, making a coffin out of it. How many you figure?
Maybe a dozen.
That all?
That's all they had, unless they got some of the settlers.
Yeah, sitting pretty, ain't they? Waiting for us to show ourselves and picking us off when we do. If only we could think of a way to get those boys out of the bunkhouse.
You better think fast. It's going to be light in a couple. Hey, wait a minute. You got any water in here?
Barrel of over there. Why?
Get some straw.
What? Straw? What for?
Wet it. Put it in the wagon.
What are you going to do?
Build a fire.
Fire with wet straw?
Best kind. Ever seen one?
Sure. Smokes like the devil. Come on.
Still can't see nothing.
Don't let it gull you, Sam. They can see you. There is 4 dead men to prove it.
Well, it's a Mexican standoff so far. We can't get out, they can't get in.
Man, if this works.
Yeah. You'll never touch the stuff again.
Hey, look. Something in the barn.
Hanged if it ain't a light.
All right, come on.
Keep those hands high.
Let them go, Harper. It's between you and me now.
Not a chance, Bannon. They're my ticket out of here. Now, you get out there and get a couple of horses and bring around the back, quick. Go on, Bannon, before I...
Before you what? Start throwing more lead around?
I've got plenty left.
I wonder. Fact is, I wonder if you got any left.
Don't press me, Bannon.
I'm not pressing anything. I'm just trying to figure it. I'd be a fool to take orders from a man with an empty gun, now wouldn't I?
Are you going to get those horses?
There's been a lot of shooting, Harper. You've done your share. Let's see. You shot 3 times at me. That leaves 3. Can you remember them? You ought to be able to remember 3 shots.
Charlie.
Ned. Ned, they found Hardy.
What do you mean, found?
In the barn. You better come quick.
I'll take care of Charlie.
Take your tamale picking off me. Poking around in the man's insides. Ain't nothing sacred. Ah, I got him for you. Pretty, ain't he? Fancy spurs and all. Stop poking, I told you. If you really want to do something to earn your keep, go get me my whiskey.
What? It is all gone.
I know that's empty. Look in the feed bin. Bring me what you find there. Charlie didn't know about that one.
You talk too much.
Yeah, I learned it from you. Nothing but... Oh. Nothing but talk. That's all you were ever good for.
You ought to rest, Mr. Bishop.
Man, what a barn burner. But we put on a show for him, didn't we? I knew we didn't. Nothing like it since '52, right, Star?
Yes, sir.
There. Give me that.
He's gonna die.
Die? Me? Oh, wouldn't that be something to see?
Judson?
Hey, Bannon, we heard about Bishop getting killed. We're sorry.
Thanks. Where you folks going?
North to the Humboldt, then west. Like we should have done in the first place.
If we'd listened to you instead of Harper, we'd have prevented a lot of trouble. And killing.
Maybe Harper was right about one thing, though. Maybe you folks should stay in this valley. All of you. I want you to stay.
After what we'd done?
All you've done, any of you, is try and find a place to belong.
I'd like to belong here. It's a great land.
It's just land now. What it needs is people to make it great. I hope you'll stay.
Folks, did you hear what Mr. Bannon said? He said he wants us to stay here. We can...
She's gone. She and the boy.
Where?
Up north. Toward the Humboldt, I guess.